Hi guys, welcome back to episode 3 of Chaos and Charm with Frenika and Naledi.
So tell me this, has COVID affected you in any way?
Yes, it has. I was in school at the time. I lost my dad through COVID, and it affected, I think, the lifestyle. After COVID, it wasn't the same.
No, nothing was the same. Especially, that moment when we had to get used to the whole lockdown thing.
Yes.
That wasn't really
Wearing
easy.
masks was the worst thing.
And sanitizing. That was just something else.
Yes, it's when I was in school. So I think we did term 1 because COVID hit us in March.
In March.
Yeah.
Was it before the school closed or after that?
It was after. I remember I just watched our reports and then we went into a holiday. And then we never went back to school after that.
You don't all of you go the same time, or did
No.
you were splitting up?
We weren't splitting
up. The other half goes today, the other half of your body goes tomorrow.
No. So I know the primary school kids had like a group, a red group and a blue group.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it was the same for all schools, but I know for my mom's school, it was a red group and a blue group. So half of the class on the class list, if they had 30 kids, 15 went today, 15 went tomorrow. Or they did weeks. I think 15 went the first week, and then the second week the other 15 went. So with the primary school, it was a split between half of the class. But for us, all the grade 12s in fact, but we were split. Half of our class was in another class and we were in another class.
Oh yeah.
But we were the first to go back because obviously they have to push curriculum.
Yeah, they have to.
But it was very difficult in the sense where we basically taught ourselves everything. The teachers did help via WhatsApp
online
groups.
and all of that.
Not really online teaching, but they would video themselves. Like our maths teacher helped us a lot. She videoed herself doing maths equations on a whiteboard.
Okay.
So she helped a lot. And our English teacher recorded voice notes explaining our literature books, Dorian Gray. So she helped, and our accounting teacher, she helped a lot. But the others, we had to learn on our own.
But y'all were a lucky bunch, because imagine if it got so bad and you had to repeat grade 12 again,
But I don't think it's lucky now. Imagine going to school for 13 years in the grades.
Oh, no. Come on. No, I'll take crazy for 14 years. What is...
No, but I'm talking about the average person. Like, we could be in university the next year. But we didn't know what was happening. We were clueless.
Yeah.
We were just panicking. But our tutors helped a lot.
No, that's
Our
good.
tutors helped a lot. We had online tuition via Zoom. And it's really helped, like physics, maths. So I went for physics, maths, and I went for accounting. But accounting, we used to go to the sir's house because he wanted us to be there in person. But we had smaller groups. So I think it was 8 of us at a time. But it affected us because I remember so that was during the lockdown where we didn't know what was going on. And after they started lifting the bans and they allowed us to go back to school, the mask was the worst thing to wear.
Yes,
I would come home with headaches because you're not used to breathing in.
No, you're not.
You're breathing out carbon dioxide, you're breathing in the same carbon dioxide. So it was a struggle. That was the worst thing. I would come home with headaches. And as I would enter the front door, I had to take off my shoes, leave it there outside. Immediately I have to go into the shower. My clothes had to be washed. Because all of those germs is on your
You never know.
You never know what's going to happen.
Because like some people would order food, groceries, and still catch COVID.
Exactly.
You don't know how did they get it.
Yeah. So it's all on cans, and that's why everything had to be sanitized. It was crazy.
But did you really take it that serious?
We did, because I was the one that was going out. My mother was still at home. Everyone was still at home. Now imagine me going out to school, bringing COVID home. And then now everyone at home gets sick. So it was a rush.
Yeah.
But I had to go to school. And we missed out, so we didn't have June exams.
Okay.
We only wrote prelims and our finals. And was it hard, I thought at least they'd have some sort of mercy on us since we went through so much. But it was really a hard examination session.
But you managed to go through it.
I managed to go through it.
You know, it reminds me of the time when we were working as EAs.
Yes.
And we had to like sanitize.
Remember we were hired as brigades.
Yeah, we started off as brigades.
Yes.
That was difficult, you know. It was, we went like in a weird space because we didn't really know, like, if someone coughs,
Yes.
they give you that look.
Yes.
So now you don't know if you're coughing because you're sick or something,
yes.
you know, stuff
or
in
if
your
it's
throat.
COVID.
Exactly.
Because at that time there was no vaccine. We still had to wear a mask.
Yeah, there was no vaccine.
Remember, as the children used to come through the gate, we used to stand there and sanitize each one of them.
And, you know, take their temperature and all of that.
Oh yes,
That was just something else.
And if their temperature was over 37, we used to send them back
37 or
home.
38?
That's 37, huh?
Yeah, I think it was 37.
Yeah, we should send them back home because most of them used to come with a temperature of 35, 36.
Yeah,
that was fine.
That was fine.
I remember we had to record it because I think the department wanted it. We had to record it.
Yeah, I
on the
remember recording because I was with the
remember?
grade R's and I had to take the temperatures twice, I think, in
Yes.
the morning and after break.
break. Yes.
And I had to record all those marks. Not marks, man.
But
Temperatures.
it was crazy, and we had to make sure each one of them have a mask on because some of the children used to come with broken masks.
A dirty mask. They've used the same mask for the whole week. And another thing is, you see,
True.
it affected people in different ways because maybe some children didn't have that kind of
Yeah.
money to stock up masks.
But lucky the teachers used to keep their disposable masks
They used to.
because even the material masks the kids used to have, but you know after school
Yeah,
the kids
all of that.
they playing with each other, their mask is on the floor, and then they wear the same mask to school tomorrow. But it was a
It was
hectic time,
difficult.
and I remember in December, so we didn't have a matric dance
Okay.
because normally Lens High has a matric dance in April, March, somewhere
Okay.
around there. So we didn't have a matric dance, and then they organized the matric dance just after we wrote our last paper. We wrote our last paper, I don't know whether it was a Thursday or Friday, and then the next day was our matric dance.
You don't have enough time to prepare for all of that.
So I really had my dress from April, March time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I went
Because
to
you didn't know what
Fordsburg.
was going to
Yes.
happen, yeah.
I went to Fordsburg's and I went to go get my dress then. So
Yeah.
everything was already sorted. It was just a matter of the event actually happening. But what a failed event, ain't it?
Really? Phew.
I've never experienced such a terrible event in my life. Because of COVID, they didn't
Okay.
want to have it indoors.
Oh.
So they had it on the tops.
Okay.
So they decorated it with a stretch tent. They made it look nice, but it rained.
What else did
So
go
the-
wrong?
So the tables got wet, the chairs got
Oh,
wet, and the
ooh.
chairs had chair covers. Now I'm getting to the food,
Oh,
right?
man.
So everything was wet.
Right.
Now you're sitting with your pretty outfits, your pretty dresses on a wet chair. Then comes the food. Now they're serving burgers and chips, all in its own, like, you know, a container. But they're not serving it to you. They're not bringing it to you. You must go and walk to go fetch the food. And the food was ice cold. The chips were rock hard. And Laban had, she was vegetarian, so she
Yeah.
had this wrapped thing. And they put cheese on her thing. And it was hard. It was terrible. The food was terrible. Nobody ate it. It was absolutely
total
terrible.
failure.
It was a failure.
I mean, they could have done better.
That's why we did, like, a group of our kids from
Yeah.
Lens High. We decided to do a part 2
Okay.
to our matric dance, and we all we booked out. I don't know if you know the rooftop in
Yeah.
Rosebank.
Yes.
So we had our second matric dance, a
Oh,
proper
nice.
one there, and that was elite. That was nice.
So, like,
food was like
how did you
tops.
manage through with the whole COVID and the masks and all of that?
at
The rooftop.
the rooftop. Well, that was fine because we were sitting next to each other, but obviously when you're eating, you take off your mask.
Yeah, you
So
have to.
and it was a small crowd of people. It wasn't jam-packed.
Oh, okay.
So that was nice. But at school, we had to walk in with our masks, but we could take it off because it was ventilated. There was enough ventilation in and out. But it was terrible. Like, it was one of the worst events. And imagine you leaving the school and then you're leaving with such a bad event.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And I feel like I should have worn my outfit for the second one instead of for the first
one,
event.
but you know, you didn't know.
You didn't think at that
Exactly.
time. I thought they would have something nice, but they didn't. But then again, I guess they tried their best
They
because
tried this.
that's what made sense in their head. Who knew it was gonna rain?
Exactly.
But
So
yeah,
like the weather in the
crazy.
morning, how was it though?
In the morning it was fine. I remember I was so tired. I woke up late,
Mm.
and I was supposed to have my hair done already by 1 o'clock because the event was either at 2 and then they pushed it to 3 because of the rain.
The rain.
I was still sitting in the hair salon 2:30. I needed to come home. I needed to do makeup
Change and do all
and
those things.
change.
Yeah.
And when I came home, on top of it was load shedding. There was no lights, so my sister Anisha did my hair, my makeup
Okay.
in the dark with one of the LED lights. But the makeup, everything came out nice. I was just very late to the event, obviously. I was extremely late, but it wasn't that grand anyway for me to be on time or, even to show up, because a lot of people didn't show up for the event.
Can you imagine? COVID really did a number on people in many different ways. You also have people who lost their jobs.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That
Got a
was-
cut in salary.
Exactly.
And what must they do if this is what happened, They
It's not
still
like-
have to put food on the
They
table.
still have to regardless.
Mm.
Now imagine you go through that whole thing. Because I remember the lockdown was first for 21 days.
Can't even
Yeah, I think it
remember.
was 21 days.
Yeah.
And imagine in the 21 days, you ran out of food.
Yes.
And now this whole thing to go to the shops, because
Was
you
it
need
such
a
a-
permit
yes.
and all those things, especially like to travel
Yes.
to different provinces, because I remember the same year in June, I lost my grandmother.
Yeah.
So we had to travel all the way to Northwest. We had to get an affidavit and a permit.
Sure.
So it was actually kind of hard.
Yeah, it was.
It
hard.
was really hard. We're not used to those type of things. And
We used our freedom.
exactly.
And now you're putting restriction. I remember we have area security, so
Yeah.
they would ask on the group, okay, does everyone have enough milk, bread, stuff like that?
Oh,
If you
that's
do,
nice.
we'll go buy it, or we'll come collect the money, we'll buy it for you, and then we'll drop it off
That's
for
actually
you.
so wonderful.
That was so nice.
No,
Like,
that
it was
was
helpful.
wonderful.
But thankfully, I don't know how we managed,
Yeah.
where we even got food from, but we
We
managed.
managed. That's a good thing, we managed.
I think we did stock up the freezer
Yeah.
and stuff like that, but it lasted. And
Yeah.
canned foods came in handy.
Exactly, it did.
Sure.
It really came in handy.
But it was just a big mess up, COVID. Because after that December of 2020, my dad got sick. He got sick before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
And on Christmas Day, he was okay. The day after Christmas was Boxing Day.
Yeah.
And we were all in the pool, we were swimming, but my dad had this really heavy fever, like he was hot, he was burning up. And my dad's a whiskey drinker, right? So
Okay.
he was drinking his whiskey. So my mother's like, no, come into the pool. You're
You'll
very
cool
hot,
down,
maybe
yeah.
you'll cool down. So he went into the pool a bit, but he was still getting hot. And
Okay.
then the rest of the day, I think it was in the afternoon, he just
Yeah.
went to go lay down and he was just sleeping. And I also wasn't feeling too well
Okay.
that same day. I was feeling like really hot and disturbed, and I was like irritable. So I went to go lay down as well, not knowing that it was actually COVID. And I lost my dad on the 18th of January 2021. So it had an effect on people in different
Yeah,
ways.
it really
But it's
did.
just so sad to think of how it affected each and every person differently.
Differently, yeah.
Because some people had effects of fever, some people were coughing, some people had no effects, some people had
Yeah.
body pains. So each and every person had a different reaction to the virus.
That's true.
And my mother got the same strain of virus from my dad. But she was fine because she was doing yoga in the morning.
Okay.
She was getting up, she was making sure, like, she takes all her medication, she does all the exercises. She was fine. It didn't hit her as bad as it hit my dad.
So one of his first symptoms was fever.
Yeah, my dad only had fever. He didn't have anything else. And after the fever, it went to body pains. But my dad only had fever. And for the fever to break, it didn't. Like, my mother tried everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard of taking vinegar.
Okay.
And I think it was water.
You
Vinegar and
also
water.
clot in it
Yeah,
or something.
yes, and then you
yes.
put it on their forehead,
Their forehead.
or you dab their body. That's what my mother did, but it
It
didn't stop the fever at all. And this is the first time you're experiencing it. I remember everyone was so clueless. Like we didn't know what to do because everything we tried, everything we did, even our doctor that was recommending stuff, it
Didn't
wasn't bringing down the fever. It wasn't helping at all. And my dad was on an oxygenator at home.
Okay.
And his oxygenator had a tear in the nose. You know the thing? I don't know what it's called.
No nebulizer, no.
No, it's.
Why would I say that?
It's I don't know what it's called, but you put it in your nose,
I
right?
know
So it
what
had
it
a
is.
tear in the tube.
Oh man, okay.
And we had an oximeter, so it checks your oxygen in your body. And his oxygen was dropping. It went from 90 something, it was dropping to 70 something. And someone told him, and he said, if your oxygen gets below 75, you need to go to the hospital because you need hospital oxygen.
Okay.
So he looked at this thing on his finger and he told my mom, he says, this guy said, I don't know whether it was the doctor or what, but if my oxygen drops, I need to go to the hospital. So he told my mother, I need to go to the hospital. And that's when my mother phoned the doctor. The doctor arranged for Pulse Aid to come to the house. And then Pulse Aid still asked my dad, must we put you on a stretcher and take you out, or will you walk out? So he said, I'm a big man, I'm a strong man, I'll walk out on my own. And that was the last time I saw my dad, like
at home.
Yeah, at home. So I told my mommy, I said, she went with my sister. I said, put on tackies, put on something warm because it's cold. My mother was busy getting that done. I opened the front door. And my dad stood at the front door. He turned around. He looked at the house. He looked at me and he walked out. And that was the last time he ever came home.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard. But when you think back and you look at the experiences, everybody went through something different.
Everyone went through something different.
And you think it wouldn't affect you. It happened so quickly. In a matter of 2 weeks, gone. Because my dad went to hospital on the 4th of January.
Okay.
And then he was in hospital. He had oxygen attack on the Monday. Tuesday he was put on a ventilator. 2 weeks and he didn't come off. So it was hard, but that's things people went through. People went through worse situations. Some people came out of it.
Yeah, some people came
Some people were really like, and my dad wasn't a sickly person.
Yeah.
He wasn't sickly at all. That was the first time he actually went into hospital because he was born at home. He never got sick in his entire life. That was the first time he was in hospital, and it must have been such a scary situation because
definitely.
you're all alone. You're not even getting any visitors.
Definitely. We were not allowed to visit or...
Because remember COVID times, so we couldn't, and mommy was sick at home. She had COVID.
It must have been hard.
So it was hectic. But yeah, everybody went through different things. And how do you feel the effect of COVID now after you had your vaccine?
I know, like after getting the vaccine, obviously I got sick.
Yeah.
I was sick for about
I think everyone got sick.
Everyone got sick because obviously our body's not used to that kind of
yes,
vaccine, you know, and we had to like fight it off.
I'm not a big fan of medication as well. I'd rather find natural remedies. Like last year, what helped us and kept us away from sickness was, I don't know if you heard of CMOS.
I've heard of it. How does it work?
It's amazing. It's
Right?
amazing. Like I normally suffer with fatigue. I get tired at times, but it just gives you that energy boost. It boosts your immune system. So they say it has 92 vitamins.
That's amazing.
So it's really a superfood for sure.
I actually wanted to order, but now I don't know from where because I've heard of a lot of people.
You must order from Mrs. Big Bite.
Okay, so that's where you usually order
that's
from.
where I order from.
I'm
I use her
definitely gonna try it out.
because I tried someone else's and
Didn't work.
it's not nice. Like even the taste, it wasn't nice at all, but her CMOS works. Like
No,
it's
that's
very
good. I'll
good.
definitely try it out.
Yeah, you must try it. She also has a website, so you can order it from the website.
Oh,
and she
good.
does have a stock list here in Indonesia.
Oh no, definitely.
So
I'll
it's
definitely try it
$2.50
out.
per bottle. But it will last you quite some time.
No, that's
it's very good. And then I used to take that, and I used to make a ginger
I
shot.
was just gonna ask you about that now. How do you make it again? I know what I usually do, but mine's not a ginger shot, right? I like cinnamon, lemon juice, and hot water, and a little bit sugar. That works for me. It honestly
But that's
does.
good. It's good for the throat
Yeah,
as well.
it
So I
is.
make it's a very concentrated shot.
Okay.
So I choose lemons. I choose ginger. I choose lemons, ginger, And to that mixture, add a bit of turmeric, a bit of cayenne pepper, and some people add like normal pepper to it, but I don't add that. I just mix it up and I keep it in the fridge. I store it in a bottle, and I have like an actual shot glass, and I take a shot every morning. And that's how everyone stayed from sickness last year. Because mommy's up and down to school, the small ones up and down to school. So they would
and
get sick.
When they get to school, they meet a whole lot of people. You don't know who's sick and who's not sick.
Yeah. So it kept us away from the flu.
From the flu.
Oh, the English is not English today.
Maybe it's this weather, man. It's got our brains cold, even our tongue.
Yeah. But that's what I would do to get away from the flu. What do you do? Do you like medication?
No, I hardly take medication.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
cough mixture.
No. What works for me is like, if I get a flu or something, which I haven't had a flu in a very long time. If I get a cold, what actually works is med lemon. Or lemon water.
Yes, med lemon is very good.
Med lemon is very, very good. So I'd steam first, and after that I take med
even
lemon
steaming,
and sweat it out.
Steaming is very good. Yeah.
Steaming is really, really good.
I remember we used to steam during COVID times with cloves.
Yeah.
Cloves, eucalyptus oil.
I know.
And Vicks.
Vicks. I use Vicks. The only thing I'm afraid of is Disprin. Have you had Disprin before?
No,
when you have the flu, and you take Disprin.
Yeah.
That thing actually gets you. Like, honestly.
No. Gets you how?
Huh?
Gets you how?
You never had Disprin before?
No, I haven't.
Really?
Yeah.
No, Disprin is good. Disprin is good. I know they also say, like, for your heart, you should have, like, half a Disprin a week for your heart.
Oh, that's
but
good.
now when you have a flu, it will bring all that thing up.
The phlegm?
Yeah.
That is a good thing, isn't it?
It's a good thing, but it pains. The pain that you get after that. I'm not going to guess he's doing the Disprin company now.
What? Well, you're going to get sued by med lemon.
Oh, man. Just imagine me facing lawsuits now.
No money.
Well, no, we'll make videos, you can take the money. We'll work for free, we're fine. Oh my god. So, yeah. I feel like med lemon really helped. It really helped me. I'm sure at home some of y'all have your own concoctions that you'll make that help you with the flu or anything. Please just let us know.
Yeah. Please comment.
Please like
below.
and comment. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you again.
Like, comment, and subscribe.